So what are the end timers on YouTube talking about? What are they expecting to end? Because the way I see it right now, we are in the Christian age, or the age of Jesus Christ. Unless you believe in Hal Lindsey and Tim LaHaye, Thomas Ice, a number of other last day book writers, prophecy teachers that seem to write about unbiblical things, but I have to give them credit. They do write about things that do make them a lot of money. So if we start out in Daniel, Christ is prophesied as coming in the last days. And Daniel says that the end would come when the power of the holy people is broken. So if you look at all the time statements given by Christ and the apostles and others, compare that with the modern day book writers, it just doesn't add up. In Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1 and 2, it tells us that they were in the last days. In earlier times, God talked to them through the prophets, but in those last days, He sent His Son, Jesus Christ. Jesus said that once the gospel had been preached to the entire world, that the end would come. Peter tells us that those were the days when all things were coming to an end. So what was that end? It was the end of the power of that holy people, the end of the Jewish economy, the end of the old covenant, and the bringing in of the new covenant, the covenant of Jesus Christ, which has no end. So, what is this end you say is coming? Is it the end of the reign of Jesus? Jesus tells them that they wouldn't finish going through the cities of Jerusalem before the Son of Man came. Did the Son of Man come at that time? Are the scriptures wrong and all these end times writers? Are they correct? Is that who we should listen to? Or should we listen to the biblical writers who tell us when the end was to come? Jesus said, talking of the holy people, that their house was left to them desolate. Now, was every stone tore down? Was their power broken? Was their house left to them desolate? Or should we go by the end times writers and say, you know, in the it was the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, John Noe went on to popular TV show The old guy, what's his name, that wears suspenders all the time. You know who I'm talking about. But there was a end times book writer on there that had predicted 94 to be the end of time. And John Noe went on there and debated him on it. And guess who won? Well, John Noe did, of course. Because we know that 94 came and went and there was no end. The same writer has now written another book where he says 2012 is the end. And I'm sure if John Noe were to go on there and debate that, he would win again. We know when the last days were, and I think anything else refutes hundreds of scriptures, such as Paul saying this is the final hour. What was he saying it was the final hour of? It was the final hour of that stronghold that the holy people had on the people of that time. Christ came and busted that up. And to deny that he did that is saying that these are the last days. There comes Alexis. You know, all these cats are not mine. They just show up and they hang around. Now Alexis there, that's my cat. She's an outdoor cat. I've had her for 15 years or so. She's well up in the age. She's a good cat. She's no trouble. She's outside summer and winter. And she kind of just hangs around. This one here is a mama cat that come up and had a litter, and this one, when it was little, I got it to come to me and fed it. I called it Raccoon because of the patches around his eyes. A good cat. And then that one there, that one just showed up, and she's strange, but she's a good cat. Okay, I'll try to make a video reading off some of the at least 100 time statements in the New Testament that talk about the end. Not the end of time, but the time of the end.